So we got a logging road. And I just tripped over my own hiking pole. How sturdy is this? Oh, pretty decent. Well, maybe. They sag. What's going on? Good morning. It is day 3, full day 3 on the Ice Age Trail. Now again, I'm not through hiking this. I'm just out here for a week. So if you watched the last video, you know that I wound up sleeping in the car because the rain came again and I did not want to get wet, and I was gonna just get up in the morning and head off west on the trail from the same trailhead I was at. I changed my mind. I woke up this morning, the moon was up, the sky was clear, and I decided, you know, I can't be out here in Wisconsin on the Ice Age Trail this close to the Hemlock Creek section and not do it. The Hemlock Creek section, come on, really? Hopefully it's gorgeous. It took me about an hour to get over here. I did stop, got some water, got some breakfast, and I took my time. There's a lot of deer. Had 2 hawks fly right in front of me on the way over, and a pheasant that apparently saw me coming down the road. Let me get the sun out from right behind me. Apparently saw me coming down the road, decided to jump out in the road to say good morning, and then conveniently decided to just run around for a second, and then realized it could fly, and then flew away. Pheasants aren't right here either, apparently. But yeah, this is a new section for me. And I mean, it took me an hour to drive over here this morning, but it only adds like 15 minutes to my drive back to Minnesota on Friday. So not too shabby, but yeah, just nice. Look at blue skies. It's been cloudy for days. So this is a very nice, much welcomed, very needed change. This is a beautiful section of trail already. And there was some weirdness last night. Right after I closed the video, last video, I was set up in the back of the car and I was just laying there. I was watching some YouTube videos, checking the weather, doing all the fun stuff, because, you know, what else you can do when you're sitting in the car? And a couple cars drove by, and I expected that. There's some houses out there. But one car came down the road, like where I was facing, like the front of the car was facing, and stopped, made the turn, went maybe 20 feet past the parking lot and stopped right there. And I thought, oh, somebody saw me, you know, setting up in the car and they're gonna come over and ask me what I'm doing. It never got out of the car as far as I could tell. I was like an SUV. They stopped. They were there for like 5 minutes. I heard an owl, like a who cooks for you all kind of owl. Then the car started up and drove away. I was like, oh, maybe they came around a corner. There's like an owl on the road or something. I didn't see it. So whatever, didn't think much about it. A couple more cars went by. I fell asleep. Didn't really think much about it. Woke up this morning though, it was like 5:45, and I wake up, the moon is coming in the window, and I'm just laying there. I don't know what woke me up, but I'm just laying there. And now there's a lot of condensation on the windows, so I'm just kind of laying there, and all I can see is the moon through the fog on the window, and I hear an owl again. And it makes 2 calls. It makes a who cooks for you all call, and then it just made a single whoo. They'll do that every once in a while. And immediately after that, I heard a crow. Then I heard a car set up, and it drive away. And I don't know if it was the same car, but now I'm thinking it was somebody with like a bird call or an animal call, something like that. And I don't know what they were doing out there. I don't know if maybe they dropped somebody off and maybe they were out. I don't know what you can hunt at night in Wisconsin. Or I don't know. I don't know. It was really kind of strange. So that kind of, as soon as I heard a car pull, I kind of tried to look up. I couldn't see. I couldn't tell if they were in the lot or they're just in front of the lot again. And they drove off. Maybe they knew I was there and they're like, oh, we'll mess with this guy. Maybe he was on his way to work and on his way back or something like that. And hey, we'll mess with this guy and run our call. I have no idea. It was a little weird. But yeah, so here I am, the Hemlock Creek Trail. I'm going to stop talking and enjoy this because this is gorgeous in the sun. Oh, so nice. So already, I mean, I'm only 10 minutes on the trail, and this is already completely different than the last section I was on. There's all kinds of lakes over there I can see. I don't know if they're coming through the trees over in there, but a vista. There's Hemlock Creek. Got switchbacks, a hill. Wow. This is gorgeous. Only about a little over a mile in, and I've got signage. What do we got here? I know there is a loop trail here. Oh, this is so gorgeous. Man, so glad I decided to move over this section. All right, so Ice Age Trail. Seen over in the intersection, there was very few Ice Age Trail markers. This section is a lot better marked. I mean, there was a lot of blaze, but there wasn't a lot of markers over in there. So we're 109 miles from Interstate Park. That's the western terminus. Bulger's Road is where I'm parked. They've updated that. And over here, picnic shelter, the Hemlock Creek Loop. So that's that way. That's not the Ice Age Trail. That's a loop. That's gonna take me back. Maybe I'll do that on the way back. Maybe on the way back, instead of going the Ice Age Trail, since I've already done that section, I'll come over and do the loop. And that takes you right, I think it crosses the creek, and it takes you up the other side and comes back in. So I'll do that. I'm gonna head up to the picnic shelter. I mean, it's still super early. It is just after, it's 8:17 right now. And this is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So in this section here, there's no camping, only up by the maybe the half a mile or so from the parking lot down is forest land, like county forest land where you can camp. This might be county forest land, but it's not marked as campable. So I was gonna see if there was a spot right in here where I might be able to camp, but then when I looked at the map, I realized that you cannot camp down here. Not for today. That'd be on tomorrow night, but we'll see. I mean, we're not that far before we get back into campable land, and I can understand why. This would just be all tents and hammocks and a disaster. This is just, if you let people camp down here, everybody would camp down here, because I know I would. This is absolutely gorgeous. So I'd like that it's just kind of untouched aside from the trail going through. Beautiful. I might just be so stoked because the sun's out. But so there was, I don't know if this was logged. That one sign up by the parking lot said like 0.8 to firestorm. I thought it was pointing up the mountain or up the trail that way, west, but maybe this is all fire damage. I'm not sure. And this is all regrowth, but this is all very, very young growth. Man, this keeps getting more beautiful. So yeah, I was all set to do the eastbound section from the lot I was at yesterday and early this morning. And I'll be honest, I didn't eat much yesterday. I ate breakfast and I snacked. And I got to the car and I was waiting for the rain to let up a little bit before I, got out of the car and set up the stove and made some lunch. And that turned into about 7:30. And I was like, I gotta eat. The rain let up for a little bit. I kind of got the car configured to camp, and then I was like, it started raining again. I'm like, I don't want to cook. So I just had one cold meal with me. Oh, there's two bridges here. There's one right here, there's one across the way. One right there, one over there. And then there's that. Yeah, so I ate my chicken salad and tortilla. And the tortillas I got were no bueno. They weren't good. They tasted like paper. They were disgusting. So it wasn't the best meal. And then I just went to sleep after that. So when I woke up this morning with a full night's sleep, I was like, yep, time to move on. And I'm glad I did. Well, as the map says, we are here. It was a little less than a mile and a half. Oh, here's where the other section of trail comes out. All right, so apparently over here, there is, maybe right there, that Hemlock Creek loop goes this way. I have to remember that. I thought it went back up this way, but that bridge I saw earlier, the second bridge, must be on that loop. So we're gonna head over that way. This is the Murphy Flowage Recreation Area. And we are in Rusk County. So where I was earlier in the last couple of videos was way down here, and then like over here somewhere. I was trying to get over to this, but I couldn't make the miles with the rain and everything. So this was the big section I was worried about, because this is like an 11 or 12 mile section here that you can't camp, and then there's like a 2.5 mile connector, and then like 4 or 5 miles from the next spot. So it was like a 20-mile hike just to get to a spot to camp in the rain. So that's why I came over here. But this is a beautiful picnic area. Wow. And I just saw my first hiker in 3 days. That might be his car right there. He was just getting on a trail. This is gorgeous in here. Let's check this out. Man, this is gorgeous. Like, they know how to do a picnic area. There's a barbecue back there. There's a water pump. Wonder if that's active. I don't need water right now, but it's good to know. I think I gotta look at the map, see which way I go. I don't see any markers. I don't see a clear footpath. Maybe I go that way. I might go that way. Not sure. Let's check out this little area a little bit more. There's bathrooms here. There's some, I'm guessing that's the flowage right here up there. Definitely water coming out. I'm gonna check back with the map. I'll be back with you in a minute. So I couldn't get any water flowing out of that pump, so I don't know if it doesn't look like there's a shut off on it anywhere. You might just have to pump it for like 10 minutes, I don't know. The trail does go up the road, and I'm gonna pull out my guidebook map here and take a look. Now I know there's camping up the road a little ways, like walk-in camping, but I think it's only 9 o'clock. I don't need to be finding a campsite just yet. That's a little damp. So I'm not too worried about that. But the next section of trail, I'm gonna go down the road here a little ways. And let's see what we got. All right, so I'm about to head into the Northern Hills segment. Bring the brightness up a little bit so I can see it in the sun. The Northern Hills segment, and you're not gonna be able to see this, but maybe you can. Going into here, that is all, that looks like a lot of campable land, and it is a almost 10-mile section. So I'm at almost 2.5 miles right now. So we'll see. I'll go down there a little ways, see what the trail condition's like. If it's really easy, I might just go through the whole thing, or at least go down to the very end of it and see if I can find a spot down there to camp. And then past that, we go into the what's it called? The Southern Blue Hills segment. And that's all campable too. So depending on how easy or difficult this section of trail is, I might camp, might go down here, find a camp, set up, enjoy the beautiful weather. Or if it's still super early when I get through it, I'll head into the next section. But there's a couple spots here where they got campsites marked, and I'll take a look at those. So the first area I've seen sites marked, like I said, I know there's one up there that's in a recreation area, and I think that's you got a reserve site. I got no signal, so I wouldn't be able to reserve it even if I wanted to. But if you can see on this signpost right in here, there's a yellow marker. That is the Ice Age Trail. And continue following that before we cross the road and head into the, what do I call it, the Northern Blue Hills? Northern Hills? I'm sure it'll be a sign. No overnight camping here. So. Alright, so just off the road out of the picnic area is where the Hemlock Circle loop goes. So this is the one that takes me up the other side, up to that last big set of signs we saw, about a mile and a half up the trail. So I might take that on the way back. Yep, might do that. And we're pretty close to this campsite. Okay, so I just came from right down there. The trail comes out to, I think it's called West Lake Road. And then I think there's a campsite down there. Rustic campsite number 6. But it's not right here on the trail. So I'm not gonna go check that out. All right, so I'm in the Northern Blue Hills section now. And I don't know if you can see the water through here. That is the Murphy's Flowage Recreation Area. So that is, where is it, that picnic grove where that water was coming out? That is the reservoir, I guess, of Hemlock Creek, which runs up along there. And we're heading kind of along it into the south of it. And we're gonna follow this little section here for a little bit, and then we'll turn back across the road. I think it's Bucks Lake Road. That might be called Bucks Lake. I don't know. The back of the flowage or the reservoir over there. And then once we cross the road, we'll be into the county forest section, and we'll see. I mean, this is beautiful. This is trail. It's not road walk. It's not old forest roads like I've been on for the past couple of days. Aside from that connector from the picnic area up to here, there's a little road hike there. Dirt road hike, wasn't too bad. This has been gorgeous. So in a completely different ecosystem again. Just cross the road and it's completely different over here. A lot more birch, a lot hillier. It's gorgeous. Currently spotting for a spot for lunch. Spotting for a spot, looking for a spot for lunch. I've gone about 5.5 miles for the day. I really only had a breakfast sandwich from the gas station I stopped at on the way in. I'd like to find a place to be able to sit. So I'm used to Pennsylvania where there's just big rocks everywhere. You can just sit wherever you want. Did not bring a chair with me. So I'm gonna find a spot. Maybe one of these logs that are down. See, it's on. Oh, there's a rock. Can I sit on that? Yeah, I could. All right, so I got some water boiling. Got some coffee ready because I haven't had any coffee yet today. I'm gonna have some rotini, which I got in there. And I am set up right in the middle of the trail. I chilled out on the rock for a little bit. But I've only seen one person in 3 days, so I don't think I'm blocking anybody's way. I'm gonna have to block that wind, I think. There we go. A beautiful day so far today. I'm coming up to a spot where I go down to, I don't know if it's called Devil's Creek or if it's a branch of the Hemlock Creek. But I should be coming up to it in a few miles. And depending on how that looks, I might stop there and set up camp. Not really concerned about miles. I'm already at like 5, so it might be 8 miles I get. And if I camp there, that'll be fine. And then maybe set that up as a base camp. I don't know. We'll see. But my water's boiled. Time to make some food. More importantly, coffee. All right, that was a good long stop. I stopped for probably close to an hour and a half there. Made some food. Took my shoes and socks off, rested my feet. Made some coffee. Just sat there and just enjoyed this. It's funny because I was just about ready to say before, just probably grabbed the camera, say how peaceful it was out here. Haven't heard, aside from when you're by the road, really haven't heard civilization at all. And I'd only heard like 2 airplanes fly over. Just I'm thinking that plane flies over. But it's been peaceful out here. This is really nice. That was a big deer that was moving quickly. That's what that was. Yeah, so I'm gonna come across a pretty good stream crossing up here. It looks like the trail runs up to it and then parallels it for a little bit. There's all these little spots here. These are gorgeous. So I'm gonna go to that stream, and what I'm thinking is maybe set up camp there. Oh, nice. Maybe set up camp there. Just, it'll be like maybe, I'm at almost 6 miles now. So if that's like 3 miles away or 4 miles away, like I think it is, and that puts me at like 8 or 9 miles for the day, I'm okay with that. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to make a lot of miles. I'm just trying to enjoy this. Another cool spot here. So I'm not too concerned about setting up and leaving my stuff for a base camp. There really haven't been a lot of people out here. So that might be my plan. If you would have asked me in last October if I thought that I would have been across the country, halfway across the country twice before May, I would have told you you were on some kind of wild drugs. I never would have thought that. I've been all the way out to Arizona, spent a month out there. I'm out here in Wisconsin right now. Sometimes when opportunity knocks, you just take the opportunity. You just do it. If you can do it responsibly. So we got a logging road. And I just tripped over my own hiking pole. The trails have been really well marked. Like even to the point where the arrows telling you which way you go. So for the most part, this has been really easy to follow, with a few exceptions, and that's usually my fault because I'll get to a road hike like this, and I'll just be walking along, and all of a sudden I'll be like, oh crap, I haven't seen a blaze in a while. And I gotta stop and look around. Okay, make sure I'm on the trail. But I haven't wandered off the trail yet, so that's that's good. I'm usually pretty good for that. I'm usually the one who'd just be walking and then 10 minutes later realize I have just been walking aimlessly because I get lost in the sights and sounds. I'll see if I can, if I wasn't able to enlarge that, if I didn't catch it on this little stick right here, that down tree, there was probably 5 or so. Oh, there's a bunch up there too. There's on this one. There's one there now. Bunch of little turtles. I'm not sure what kind of turtles they are. I don't know what they get here in Wisconsin. Box turtles, painted turtles. There's one right there. I wonder if I can get a picture of them. Jeez. That I probably got. I wasn't expecting that. I was trying to get a picture of that turtle, and this goose just came cruising in. I hope I got that. I saw a turtle jump before I saw the goose coming. That was awesome. Yeah, so all kinds of turtles in here. Nice little stream flowing in over there. Stream flowing in over there. And I do not see a beaver den, dam, or chew anywhere around this. This is probably the first one I could say that. So, I mean, I just stopped. I am heading to a creek. I got good enough water for now, but this is good to note. At my next trail marker here, I almost walked right past that. Check out this bridge. How cool is that? How sturdy is this? Oh, pretty decent. Well, maybe. They sag a lot more than you would think lumber that thick would sag. Yikes. This water is moving pretty good. I think this is my creek that I've been looking for. And I should follow it for a little while. At least a couple minutes. And if I see a spot that I like, I just might have to set up shop. Jeez. This path, this old logging road is so muddy in spots. So, the nice thing about not having set mileage or set goal, the goal has been accomplished. I've hiked in Wisconsin. Is it doesn't matter how hard of a day I have or how easy of a day I have. I can just have a day or 2 or 3. It does not matter. So I'm going to keep my eyes open for some trees that will work for a hammock, and I'll just walk this whole section, and if I see something I like, I might stop, and then I just might day hike around a little bit after that. We'll see. There's some old logging equipment in this water, so if I filter this, I gotta watch where I get it from. Just be careful. This is a perfect example of where not to set up a camp. Doesn't matter if you're in the hammock, a tent, tarp on the ground, cowboy camping, you don't set up here. Wow. One good windstorm and this trail is blocked. Oh, that's giving me flashbacks to the Chuck Kuiper. This section has seen a lot of washout. This came through here. You got the bridge there, which is not the greatest shape, but right around the corner there, you got to walk way off the trail to find a spot around here. This has all been washed out. It's not impossible to get across, but wasn't expecting that. Now, I don't know if this takes me away from the creek completely or if I run back down to it. I did see a spot back there that I wouldn't mind setting up. So we shall see. I'm at really still only just over 7.5 miles. So it's early to set up. It's only 1:45. There you go, got a little more of the creek over here. Yeah, I think this is heading me away from it for the most part. We'll go a little bit further and we'll see. Oh, is this the beaver dam you were talking about? Oh, it might be. So I think I'm gonna take this opportunity to stop, set up camp. It's still super early. I've only really been hiking for 2 hours and 45 minutes moving time. So I'm not that far. But the next location is that there's water that I can see on the map. And there may be some little stream crossings or flowages, I guess they call them out here. I don't know, is that what they call them? The little streams. That I could come across. The next thing I see on the map is, it looks like a little beaver pond. And again, not real fond about getting my water from a beaver pond. Now this is a beaver pond right behind me, but this water is flowing. There's a confluence up here. So what I was crossing before was heading towards me now, and this is heading away from me. So they must meet. The spot that I saw is on this side of that little bridge, and it looked pretty good. I'll go over and scout it out a little more. It's not that far back, and I wouldn't mind setting up camp. It'll give everything a chance to air out. And I try to let it dry as much as I could in the car, but you can only do so much inside a car. And then, you know, we'll see what goes on from there. If I stay here for the day and I just hang out in the hammock, I'm okay with that. Again, not trying to complete the whole trail, just trying to be out here and enjoy it. So this is back to the bridge. This has seen better days. So this is that creek heading that way. There's this little tributary coming down here, this little stream flowing that way. And then that beaver pond is up there and it's flowing this way. So they must all meet down there somewhere. But I think as long as I'm over on this side, I'm pretty good. I'm back to this spot. So this is where it's washed out. So I came around, walked all the way around here, thought about crossing that log, didn't, went up and around, well actually came back up, went up around, and over there, there's a small down tree that was a lot easier to get across. But I'm thinking, and it looks like other people have thought the same, it looks like somebody's been over here. Now this little section looks pretty nice. Now let's see how to get over there. What's the easiest way down there? Straight down, I guess. All right. So in here, doesn't look too swampy. Trees all look pretty healthy. And pretty sure I could probably use this tree. Stick my pole in the ground. This tree, that's nice and alive. And probably this tree. Oh, those would work. Not the most stable thing in the world. So I noticed right upstream from the camp here, right up there, maybe 50 feet up past me, there was, looks like the beaver up here back behind me might be coming down here to scope things out. So I went up the creek a little ways, where I was far enough away from all that old like metal and stuff I saw. Found a good flowing spot of the river and grabbed some water. But yeah, I mean, I think I'd be fine right here if I filtered it. Doesn't look like the beaver's been here for a while and this is flowing really good. But rather play safe than sorry. All right, so camp is all set up. The only thing I really have left to do is put the underquilt on the hammock, which it was a little too warm to do that right now. And water's filtered. Took a little break. And I'm gonna walk up here to this beaver pond and go a little past where we went before. See if that's where this, the guide says there's a beaver dam at the far end they have to cross. And before I go too far, you know, decide tomorrow that I'm absolutely gonna go up through this way as a day hike, I should probably make sure that's crossable, because it says that it's a little uneven and sometimes hard to cross. We gotta try a different way down. Now how do I get this? I don't think I'll do that again. There's definitely a beaver dam at this end. This might not be the beaver pond I'm thinking of. Might not be far enough along the trail. Let's see. The trail goes up that way. Yeah, it's really old. Beautiful spot though, man. I've probably said that 1,000 times already. And see, on that tree, on this tree, on this tree, this is all old beaver chew. They start by taking the bark off. See on that one, on this one, but this is old chew. So they'll start taking the bark off. And then, oh, chipmunk. Sorry, buddy. And then they'll start taking the layers of wood down, depending on how soon they need the tree. Well, this is not the spot I thought it was on the map. I mean, I'm on the creek I thought it was on, but this clearly, this is a separate little swamp pond here, kettle pond, but you don't cross it. There's no beaver pond here, so it must be further down the trail. So that's good to know. I'll get back to camp. I'm just gonna relax, enjoy the peace and quiet, and see where I'm gonna hang my bear bag. Just kind of, what time is it? It's almost 3 o'clock. So, nice lazy day. Those clouds are starting to roll off again. Nice and sunny. I'm liking it. Nice relaxed trip. So, all right, back to camp. Get things kind of batten down the hatches. There's that thing. Whenever you batten down a hatch, does anybody know? This is a very nice little spot. I'm glad I stopped here. I got some stuff drying up here that still was in the pack that was still a little damp. It should be dry now. And it is 20 of 6. And my watch says it's 67 degrees, which it could be. And the sun's beating down on me right here. And the Dyneema does keep in a little bit of heat. But there's a pretty decent breeze going through. It's very comfortable. Sunny. I almost don't know what to do with myself after the past couple of days. It's a nice change of pace. I got everything situated. This is probably the most organized I've been in camp this early in a very long time. Got my pack hanging at the end. I'm not worried about bears, but I don't know if you can see the orange bag hanging over there. Like right over there. I've been walking back and forth. I haven't seen any evidence of bears. This soil is really soft by the water. I've seen deer prints, a lot of deer, no bear. So not worried about bears coming down. But for critters, I have seen some chipmunks and some squirrels, evidence of beaver. I've seen a couple, I saw the porcupine. I've seen a bunch of small holes, things living in there. So probably could be mice or more chipmunks or whatever. So I'm gonna hang the food just right by the hammock here. It's not the ideal place. You want to be a couple hundred yards out of camp, but I haven't seen any scat. I haven't seen any footprints, paw prints, nothing of bear the whole time I've been here. So if they were going to be coming here, they'd be coming here for water, and I'd see evidence of them, and I don't. There's nothing else for them here to eat yet. Nothing's. There's no berries. There's not a lot of fish in this water, so pretty comfortable with that. Normally I would just keep the food right here. I did that last night with that rain that was moving through. Well, last night I was in the car. The night before that, I just put the food. It's all in Ziploc bags. My bear bag was soaked, and I didn't feel like looking for a bear bag spot. So I just put everything in the Ziploc bags, made sure they're all tight, put it in my backpack, and hung it from the end of the hammock like that, and I had no problems. No critters, no bears. So I think I'm pretty safe. Don't do as I do, though. You should always hang your food out of camp. Had a little breeze pick up. It's not too bad though. I'm about ready to have some food. I'm gonna probably wait until a little after 6 and then make some shepherd's pie. Like that. Had my rotini for lunch. Some shepherd's pie for dinner. And then once the sun sets, I'm gonna snooze. I might put the bug net back on, just because it's supposed to get down to the 30s again, and that does help retain a little bit of heat, and it helps block a little bit of breeze. Not much, but just a little bit. And there have been some bugs. I've seen a couple spiders. I thought I saw a tick on my food bag, but it flicked off really easy. Usually ticks hold on pretty well. I saw it real quick and it was just instinct. I didn't really look to see what it was. But I haven't seen any evidence of ticks anywhere else. I don't have any on me. I haven't found any. I've been checking. Just to be safe, I tucked my pants into my sealskins, just while I'm sitting here in case one decides to climb up. But I'm on the mat here, and yeah, I don't know where it would have come from. That's been buried in my backpack, so. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at footage off the GoPro, make sure everything's turned out the way I like it, and I realized I didn't show you guys camp at all. So let me show you what I got. Well, I got some sunlight. So like I said, there's my where my critter bag is gonna go. The branch will hold. I've got the creek right here, and then I've got my tarp set up. I was able to use these 2 trees, the ones I first scoped out, but I got my tarp set up in porch mode. Got it all tied out in the back, so there's lots of room. That stuff is probably dry. And then I got my little ground sheet, my little ground cover that I bring when I don't have a chair. Since I did not bring a chair, I'm just using the hammock. And I mean, that's it. That is as simple as a camp gets. And for a leave no trace kind of forest like this, it's perfect. This is when hammocks really shine, because you get, if you walk by, you'll see me here. All right, the trail is right there. All right, and you'll definitely see me if somebody walks by. I'm not trying to be stealthy, I'm not trying to hide. But this is why hammocks are great. That little ground cloth, I picked that up, you'll never know that was there. Take my straps down, take my ridge line down, put my stakes up, put everything back in the bag, walk away. You'll never know I was here unless you saw me here. Leave no trace at its finest. All right, what's the other thing they say? Leave nothing but footprints and take nothing but photos. Something like that. Or videos. Time for dinner. I got my pocket rocket and my cheap Amazon cook kit that I've had for about 5 years. It's super heavy, but it works really well. So I'm making the shepherd's pie. So in here I've got some beef. Show you that a little better. So in there's some beef, carrots, onions, peas, and a little bit of seasoning mixed in there, and then dehydrate it. And what I'll do is I'll let that sit for about 10 minutes, let that start to reconstitute. And then in another bag here, I've got, or I should have, better have. So in this bag, I've got, this is half of a packet of Idahoan mashed potatoes. These are the baby reds. So once that meat has gotten, the meat and the vegetables have rehydrated, then I'll add this in, put in a little more water to reconstitute the mashed potatoes, mix it all together. It's not really shepherd's pie, but it's pretty close for camping. It's as close as I'm going to get with dehydrated food in a pocket rocket. So I've made that quite a few times. It's one of my favorites to make on a trail. It's good. You got the peas and the carrots and all that. It's just tasty. So I got a little more water left in my pot, and then if I have any left, I might make a tea. I got a couple of my instant hot teas left. Maybe I'll make some tea and just hang out here, eat my dinner in the hammock with some tea by the creek as the sun's getting ready to set. The watch says it's still 60 degrees. It's definitely cooling off. It's going to be time to put on the hoodie pretty soon. Yeah, good night. It's a good night. Well, that sun is setting. It is about 7:25. Got about half hour before it's behind that hill over there, and it's very peaceful. So dinner was good. I had my shepherd's pie with some oolong tea. Very sophisticated for sitting in a hammock by a creek. Bear bags hung, bug nets up. I got the rain cover on the backpack just in case we get a little sprinkle. I don't think we're supposed to. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, I didn't really do much. I didn't go that far. I did. You know, we're almost 8 miles. Probably a little over with the side trip out there to the other end of that beaver pond, but just a nice relaxing day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is really beautiful here. If you ever had the chance to get out to Wisconsin, or if you're from Wisconsin or Minnesota or from the area, and you don't know about the Ice Age Trail, I highly suggest checking sections of it out at the very least. I mean, they're not all going to be like this. It's a distance trail, so you're going to have some that go through towns, and you're going to have some that are in, you know, areas with not much to see. It's going to happen. But then you come across spots like this, and it's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm getting ready to wind down, go to bed, and I will see you in the next. I'm not sure what that one's going to be, because that's going to be tomorrow for me. Still don't have a plan yet. Maybe I'll work on that before I go to bed. Come up with something. Maybe. See you in the next.